Thor Jr. That is not only the biggest popsicle I have ever seen, but the biggest bloodcicle I've ever seen. That's as big as your head. It's as big as your head. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. It is Monday, but we are not in a Monday mood. We are in a fun mood. Thor Jr. kicking us off on this live with a 5-gallon bloodcicle. This is the largest bloodcicle I've ever seen. I think probably the largest that we've ever done here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, one of the largest. And a bloodcicle is exactly what it sounds like. It might sound a little gross to us humans, but to a tiger, it's the perfect summer treat. That would be leftovers from meal prep, blood, chicken juices, and I even see a few meat pieces down at the bottom. So very, very special for a big tiger like Thor. Obviously a fun activity. He's having a ball. Hello, Sherry. Good to see you, Kathy. Jenny's watching. Lisa Parker, good afternoon. A little bit later on the live today, but we didn't want to miss this, so I hope you all don't mind. I certainly don't. What do you think, Thor? It's a pretty tasty treat. We missed the beginning because Thor came blazing out of his indoor bedroom. I missed it altogether. He did not hesitate. He knew exactly what he was going for. And it looks like all the other cats at Roar Ridge have some fun things to enjoy this Monday. So we'll keep going around, but Thor has been using his paws, his teeth. He's going for it. I think we should all take bets on how long this will take him. But it is warmer. It is warmer today. I think it's going to be about 70, 71 degrees. So a perfect treat, Thor. Lisa Parker saying a nice afternoon surprise. I think so. Good afternoon, Lisa. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you. Carrie, how many licks till ice cream headache? That's true. Or how many licks does it take to finish a tiger bloodcicle? Let's see. my Siri's going off. It answered my question. How many licks does it take to get to the bottom of a popsicle? Oh my goodness, it's continuing to go off. Let's turn this off. That's funny. Kathy saying, careful of brain freeze, Thor. I can't even speak. Sounds like I have brain freeze, Thor. That is hard to say. Katrina, can you come tell me a little bit about this bloodcicle and what makes it special and how you did it? Because that's a big bloodcicle.
Yeah, so I had this idea to give him something because we gave him a hanging bloodcicle from the other eye hook and he tore it down right away. So I wanted to create something that would take him more time. So Elise actually helped me with the idea of putting it in the 5-gallon, hanging it up, and we have chicken quarters in there. So we have a chain that's strung across and then the hanging bloodcicle from that so that it's as safe as possible for him, but also encourages a lot of mentality from him because that's always the goal.
That's a big challenge. Yeah. Chicken quarters in there. Okay.
Yeah.
And fitting that you said Elise helped you. Elise actually has a family tour going on right now, so they're getting to witness this right now, which is super special. Thor, you have an audience today and 81 of us on Facebook. Hello, everyone. Once again, happy Monday. This is Olivia with the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. Thor Jr. here is just one of our 140 plus rescued residents that call the sanctuary home. And part of sanctuary life is offering our cats enrichment. So this would just be one form of enrichment. Behind Thor there, Tigress Pandora is working on a barrel feeder where she has her meal tucked away in there. So she's puzzling it out. Thor, I have a feeling this is going to take you a while if the sun doesn't melt it first. Oh, Krista, I'm so sorry that you lost your fur baby. Our condolences. That is so hard, and I'm glad you're here to enjoy this live today. Maria, hello, saying hello to me and Thor Jr. Good afternoon from Wellington, Florida, Faith. It's probably pretty warm there, too. I'm probably having similar weather days. It's also very sunny today, which is nice. And how often do cats like Thor get a bloodcicle, Katrina?
It kind of depends on our temperatures. Obviously, in the winter, we only hand them out when cats are locked in, because you don't want something cold outside. In the summer, especially on hot days, they might get them like 3 times a week. And it kind of depends on the cat, too. Some of them like them, some of them not so much.
Yeah, so Katrina's saying that in the summer it's definitely a more regular treat than in the winter, but it's great because it gives them mental stimulation, physical stimulation. Thor has been jumping all over this, gnawing at it, obviously licking it. So it checks off a lot of the boxes, what we're hoping for the cats here. As they are in captivity, we don't deny that, and we want our cats to have the best wild at heart life possible. So many creative forms of enrichment that we'll continue to see today. But it looks like there's some new people here in the live, so hello. I saw someone introducing themselves. Hi, Rita, nice to meet you. And if you are new here, go ahead and ask your questions. I know that this can be quite impressive seeing a large white tiger like Thor working on something like a bloodcicle. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And if you'd like to check out our website, that's a great resource too. But speaking of Thor's color, I have someone saying that it's a weird and beautiful color for a tiger, and that's a good point. But the tragedy of it is that this is not natural, and white tigers only exist in captivity. They aren't their own species, and the white color is actually the result of a genetic mutation. So Thor, unfortunately, his existence, he was bred for profit. He was bred to make lots of money in captivity, and after coming here, he will live a life free of exploitation. But I'd encourage you to check out our website, learn more about white tigers, and why they might not be as beautiful as they seem to the eye. Thank you, Faith, for dropping our website there. We can always depend on you. And Thor's still working away. You can see those chicken quarter pieces down at the bottom of that bloodcicle. He's trying a few different strategies, Katrina. It looks like licking, gnawing. I've seen him use his paws a few times.
Yeah, that's really what we do hope for with enrichment too, is that they have to work for things and think about things, because, you know, we always give the best to our residents, but it is a smaller space than you would have in the wild, and we want them to have as much mental stimulation as we can provide.
Very well said. And Maria is asking a very good question. Will Thor Jr. still get a meal today?
Thor actually already received his full meal, so these quarters, there's only a couple of 3 he'll have, so maybe 3 pounds extra today, but he'll run it off.
Well, that's good to know. So Thor already received his meal today. Our cats get fed every day here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and this is something on top of his regular meal. So just a treat like you'd give your cat or dogs.
I was told my whole life if I ate too much ice cream, I'd get a tummy ache.
And there's Judson. Hello, Judson.
Hello.
Welcome to the party.
Well, I have a little bit of ice cream envy right now,
I know.
Olivia. I'm looking at Thor Jr. with probably, Katrina, the biggest bloodcicle I've ever
5
seen.
gallons. Could you complete 5 gallons of ice cream?
Wow.
I don't know.
We'd have a real upset tummy on our hands.
Yes.
But I was kind of hearing Katrina pointing out that a cat like Thor, a tiger, you don't have to worry about him getting an upset stomach. This is an appetizer and then some. Well, not only an appetizer, way to have fun throughout the day.
Yeah, and stay hydrated
And
too.
stay hydrated. We love it. Keeping it cool, keeping it hydrated. There's some chicken pieces in the bottom of that.
Chicken quarters. Yeah.
I can't remember if I put 2 or 3 chicken quarters in there, but the way that gravity works, it's on the bottom. But what I've done in the past, if I wanted something in the middle, is I'll freeze a part of something, put something in, and then put more liquid on top.
This is like you're like a dessert maker. Or
Yeah.
something, crafting this with such perfection. That's so cool, Katrina.
Kendra Ditto asking about white tigers and is the genetic mutation caused only by inbreeding? That's a great question. It is a naturally occurring gene in Bengal tigers, but where it gets a little tricky is if you think about it, Bengal tigers are from Asia and they don't have much snow there. The white coat would not benefit them at all. It'd actually be quite the hindrance. So Naturally, that is not favored when tigers are breeding. Genetically, it's not favored, and so it doesn't exist in the wild. Where inbreeding comes in is to get this white gene. You have to inbreed because it is so rare. It is not naturally favored. And so you have to take a cat that has already presented that gene and continue inbreeding that cat to get the gene again and again and again. So all white tigers come from one white tiger captured in the wild in the 1950s, and all descend from that one tiger. So they only exist in captivity, and yes, unfortunately, they are all inbred.
And I'm not I'm far from a mathematician, Olivia, but even just thinking about if something like this were to occur in the wild, what are the numbers of tigers in the wild compared to the statistic probability of a white tiger occurring?
Yeah, so there's about 5,800 tigers in the wild, and the gene mutation is 1 in 10,000, so it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, the math is astronomical, to say the least.
Yes.
The chances, rather.
Mers, hopefully I'm saying that right, watching from New Mexico, and thank you for the stars.
Howdy, Mers. Thank you for the stars.
Lisa, LOL, brain
Lisa
freeze.
Katrina, if you were ordering from the ice cream truck way back in the day when we were children, what would be your order?
The little, the SpongeBob popsicle.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Cannot go wrong with the SpongeBob pop.
That's what I always went for whenever we would go to the beach, and I would say the SpongeBob one, please.
The SpongeBob pop. I'm a traditionalist. I like the Nutty Buddies.
That's my choice. Yeah. Okay. Well, 2 against 1, Katrina, but the SpongeBob is a good choice.
I do love the SpongeBob one.
That's okay. More ice cream for me. I had ice cream this week, so I'm in the same boat as Thor.
Today would be a good day for ice cream. I saw someone joking. Oh, Kathy saying, "Hello, Judson, 5 gallons photo," or it didn't happen.
Kathy, photos would be too graphic for Facebook because the ice cream, the eaten ice cream, would probably be all over the floor if I tried to eat 5 gallons.
My dad popping in. Hello, Dad.
Jay! Good stuff, Olivia. Big fan here. Look at that.
How nice.
Super fan, of course, and Olivia's father. That's so awesome. Thanks for tuning in today, Jay.
Loretta just joining in from Missouri saying beautiful tiger. Hello and welcome. And Debbie Sams. Lots of familiar faces. Hi, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. And Katrina, we're hanging out with Thor now, but you kind of had your hands full here kind of the whole morning. You were setting some enrichment out, you were doing some cleaning. What were some of the cats you were servicing today?
So when I start, we start with prep. So I actually, for AmeriCorps, we need to start our rounds early. So I did all of red rounds, so all of our big cats, and I handed out meds to all of the buildings out here in red. And then I came up and then I did the pines and quarantine rounds as well. So I saw all the bobcats and a couple of servals, and then I helped out with some ALCs. So
busy.
My goodness, Katrina.
That was quite a few cats, but mainly right now I work with the Feline Meadows, Cougar Cove, and Roar Ridge cats. So right after this, we have some more enrichment for media with Buddy, Nico, and Ripley that I have stored away in my UTV. But I couldn't miss this since I've been dreaming about this for a week.
You're crushing it, Katrina. You are crushing it.
Well, and
That's
I think
awesome.
it's worth pointing out, Katrina, just, I don't want that to fall through the cracks of you're dreaming about this week. You're envisioning these types of enrichment for the cats. You're thinking about what's a new and fun and engaging way that we can make our cats happy. And here we are. We get to watch it. We get to see kind of your expertise in front of us. And so that's cool for me. I can imagine how cool it is for you. And the best part, it is so cool to our followers watching right now.
Yes, they're very excited. And I'm so glad that you get to be here and watch it, Katrina.
And right as I
hard
say
work.
that, scroll down to the bottom. I see Sarah Bloomberg saying very creative enrichment. Look at that, Katrina.
Thank you.
Love to see it.
Jonathan, simple but effective.
Yeah.
Jonathan's asking about favorite cats, and I think because we have a bunch of people here, we should say. Katrina, why don't you start us off?
Well, my favorite would have to be DJ, but there's a lot of cats that are definitely up there.
So favorite was DJ the Bengal, small but mighty rescue Bengal.
Okay.
What about within your zone,
Yeah,
Katrina?
I was about
we just
to say.
talked about you have Roar Ridge, small cat track, and then what was the last building? Feline Meadows?
So Cougar Cove, Feline
Okay.
Meadows, and Roar Ridge. Roar Ridge and Cougar Cove actually hold about 6 of my top 10 favorite cats.
Okay.
So we got Miss Pandora is probably my favorite tiger. Shadow.
Good choice.
Shadow the leopard, Buddy the bobcat, I have a special bond with, and then our 5 wild group, and then Noah tiger down at Feline Meadows all make it in, as well as Fiona.
Yes,
circle.
Fiona.
That's so
And
sweet.
the number 10 spot kind of has been switching, but it used to be Alyssa the lilager.
Okay.
That's so awesome.
That's a good answer. And Katrina, as you were answering that question, which I'm very glad you did, Thor decided to lay down. He's changed his strategy here, and it looks like he's found the chicken that you put in there.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's a smart boy. It's just like when you let your ice cream in the summer maybe get a little too warm. Some of those cookies, might float to the bottom. The chocolate chips floating to the bottom.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I take a while to get to my ice cream, so.
So Thor's just doing as we all would do. He's going
Yes.
right to the good stuff.
Kendra saying that she wishes she had a quarter of Katrina's energy. That's a nice compliment.
That's so awesome.
Thank you.
And lots of questions, lots of new people. Once again, this is the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. This would be one of our 140 plus rescues. I saw someone asking how many cats we have. 140 plus, and this is Thor Jr.
Interesting angle, Thor.
I know, he's got quite the strategy. There's some chicken. Got some chicken out. And Kathy also mentioning, I think he sorted out that there's chicken in the sickle.
Chicken in the sickle. That sounds like a good old saying.
Yeah.
Chicken in the sickle again.
Loretta, do we have black cats? We have 2 black leopards. Shadow and Shazam, as Sherry said.
That's exactly right.
And Jonathan, are they aggressive or are they tamed? We are dealing with wild animals here, so not tamed. We respect them as the wild animals they are. They obviously have instincts. We would never want to expect any differently of them. So a couple ways we respect the cats that we have here is by not entering the habitats with them. We do not have any contact with them. And we give them natural free roaming space, indoor spaces, and of course species-specific enrichment like you see right in front of you.
And I kind of like answering that question in a literal way too of, are they aggressive? Yes.
Yes.
Are they tamed?
No.
Why? Because they're tigers. They're wild animals. And obviously we're a rescue organization. We did not breed these cats to be in captivity. We did not purchase them to be in captivity. We rescued them. But it is interesting to think about that answer in the most literal way. And the answer is no, they're not tame. And yes, they are aggressive.
Jonathan also making the joke, where's Thor Jr.'s hammer? That's a good one. Well, Thor, I think those paws are doing a good job in those teeth.
By Odin's raven, Thor. You will complete that bloodcicle, hammer or not.
Okay,
I think Thor's got 2 hammers, and those are his tiger paws.
Yes, that's what I think too. John drooling, haha. Yes, he's drooling quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of drooling, and I think a drool and a combination. It's kind of warm out today, Olivia.
Yes.
It's ticking into the 70s today. We're really feeling the summer temperatures here. It still is spring yet. Big rain day tomorrow, and some more kind of mild temperatures, but gorgeous out today.
Chizzy, you're correct. Olivia and Judson here, and then also caretaker Katrina. Do you want to say hi again, Katrina?
Hello, everyone.
Caretaker is Katrina is one of our dedicated caretakers. I got word soup today.
I had word soup at the beginning, Judson.
One of our dedicated animal care staff who, of course, was one of the wonderful handful that benefited from your support during Miracle Match.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking back to our helping us cover the caretaking costs at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Now, this is, a rather the kind of reverse. I'm kind of expecting him to be on his back here soon. Once
I know.
he realizes that it might just be easier to lay upside down, Thor. You'll see his head. He's almost getting it completely upside down at times.
John, there is not chicken broth per se, but definitely chicken juices, as we call them here. Lots of juices in that bloodcicle.
Yep, exactly.
There's also turkey juice in this one.
Oh, turkey juice
Yes.
and chicken juice.
Turkey and chicken juice. We started to save our turkey juice since everybody has been doing well on our turkey.
Good, cool. Yeah, and I mean, and not to be too graphic, but it's just the juice. If you were, if you purchased a packet of chicken at the grocery store, you're kind of opening up and might kind of spill that extra juice into the trash can or your sink. That's exactly what we're finding here, and saving it and using it on a timely basis. Our bloodcicles, just like our food supply, is governed by the USDA, and that's something that's cool to think that we're not just making bloodcicles willy-nilly. We're making bloodcicles. We have them dated. We have them organized in our freezer so they are getting placed and used appropriately.
Yep, they're getting handed out. No sitting around, Thor.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's not just some old bloodcicle that Katrina found in the back of the freezer. It was made with intention and used with intention.
Yes, there's an entire system I've created for bloodcicles now.
Yeah.
So we have specific bins in there for specific cats. The smaller ones are meant for our servals, bobcats, and lynx, and then we have bigger ones meant for our big cats, and I kind of have them labeled for each size of our species, and then I make one specifically for cats as well.
Awesome. Well, and I'm kind of laughing to myself too, Katrina. Everything is so magnified when it comes to big cats. So if you're kind of talking about the servals and bobcats, we have, if people are familiar with those little, to make the whiskey balls, we have kind of ice cube trays that we're making those small little balls for the smaller cats, the bobcats, the servals, the hybrids. But then, of course, it took a 5-gallon bucket to make this bloodcicle that we're seeing here. It's just the dichotomy of the big cats and the little cats, and supersizing what you're doing for the little cats for the big cats. It always gives me a little bit of a chuckle.
Lots of people commenting on you being a cat chef, Katrina, and commenting on your recipe. And then also Phyllis asking if we give them out to the hybrids. And yes, the hybrids get them too. So as Katrina was saying, different size bloodcicles for different size cats.
Yeah, so fun. And cat chef, Katrina, really, you're like, well, I think
I know.
I think this one needs just a little more turkey juice, and let's add a few more chicken pieces to this one.
You're talking about layering it? I know.
I have done specific ones where I've done like instinct raw in them or tuna in them. That's what I gave Shadow and Pandora a couple of weeks ago. I put tuna in water rather than in the chicken juice, and they liked that. And so I've kind of been doing a little bit of experimenting to see different ways and different things to use rather than just our normal bloodcicle.
You need to put together a course, Katrina.
I probably could.
5-star chef.
I don't know if I have the energy for that. I spend all of my energy, or most of it, here.
Well, the cats are lucky for it. That's very sweet.
Lucky for it, and they're better for it. So thank you, Katrina. Did he get a bigger chicken piece?
He did. He did.
I was going to say, he's presiding over something here.
Jamie, hello to me and Judson, and happy that you caught another live.
What's happening, Jamie? Hope all is well.
Lots of words of encouragement for you, Thor.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to see him kind of chipping away at this Winona, or rather, Winona's just kind of enjoying herself on her platform across the way. The Tiger Boys, I think Pandora, I saw her enjoying some food out of her puzzle feeder, but now it's up into her
Yes. I did pan very briefly over to there, so we caught a glimpse of Pandora working on that barrel feeder. Thor, you're winding down. Are you losing energy? I don't believe it. Maybe some grooming first. There we go. Many kind words of encouragement, Katrina, so I encourage you to go back and read the comments on this live. It's very sweet.
Thank you, everyone. I do read comments, and they are all very much appreciated.
That's awesome, Katrina. And who'd you said is next up on the docket? Miko and Ripley, or?
Yeah. So Miko, Ripley, and Buddy. I talked to Olivia last week. I wanted to give them pools with floating discs with treats. I normally clean them on Sundays. So I cleaned them and gave them different enrichment yesterday, but I saved this enrichment for media today.
Well, that's so fun. Sounds like we got our hands full doing some documenting today.
I know, we do.
I can't wait.
Chizzy, Thor Jr. on his iPhone to Katrina texting, "This was delicious, thank you."
Yeah, share this recipe.
Yeah, exactly.
He does give lots of chuffs, so I take that as a thing.
That's good payment. That's good.
That is a great payment.
Yes.
Exactly. That's tiger currency that we all know and love here at the Wildcat Sanctuary.
Absolutely. Well, what else is going on today, Judson? It's a Monday. This is a pretty exciting Monday.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of humans here, which is cool. I mean, that's people who are here for a dedicated reason to help the cats and make a difference. So, obviously, it is AmeriCorps' first day. I think I heard you mention that, Olivia.
I actually didn't. It is AmeriCorps' first day at work.
Formally, their first day would have been last Friday, if I'm not mistaken. That would have they would have came on site, kind of got the 101 on safety, got the 101 on some of the equipment that they're going to be using for the construction projects they're working on. But today, kind of the air has been filled with the sweet sound of construction equipment running. I hear power washers going. AmeriCorps has been running around to and fro, helping do Catio Town prep, working on new habitats. It's cool to see that their first day is kind of already so dynamic with some of the things that they're already doing.
Yes, lots going on. I mentioned that Elise has a family tour today, which is very special.
Awesome to see. We love it when our employees get to show what they're making possible here for the cats, and to see kind of that sense of pride bleed through as they get to show their loved ones and family members the cats here. Always special.
Absolutely. Chizzy asking about pool parties. Ooh. Soon,
Chizzy, but let me tell you something. Let me zoom out here. Yeah, zoom out for a moment.
Okay.
And show them the pool. If you can notice, that pool, when we put that pool to bed, it did not look like this.
No.
Last fall.
That looks like a ball shape.
Yeah, does anybody have a wild guess as to how a massive dent could end up in the pool here? And it's actually on a few different sides of the pool. Does anybody think Thor Jr. and that red ball could have gone flying up against the edge of that pool? Well, the answer is yes. So talk about pool season, Chizzy. It is so close. It is so very close. I know that one thing on the to-do list before Thor's pool is to get filled is to make sure that it can hold water. Yes, it sat in one place the whole winter, but Thor Jr. Did a good job of keeping the pool active even outside of pool season, using it as a backboard for his ball antics. So
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. So pool season is soon, maybe sooner for some. Thor Jr., we're going to make sure that this pool is up to snuff, make sure we don't need to do any welding, any patching, any things like that. But at least worth a laugh to understand that Thor, you and that red ball, I tell you.
And you might not see it, but you'll definitely hear it across the sanctuary. Yeah. Thor thundering around in here.
Yeah. And we can move over a little bit, try to see his face.
I know, he's been so active, we haven't moved one time during the live, which is kind of fun. Thor, different angle. Here we go.
And then Olivia, in a moment, I might have you bring Joe over, one of our media interns, and have you introduce Joe to the folks.
Okay. All right. I think that would be great.
To the folks.
Well, why don't we do that now?
Come on over, Joe.
We're gonna turn the camera.
Yeah, and so Joe heard that we were a Wildcat Sanctuary, or rather, he thought we were a draft sanctuary and not a Wildcat Sanctuary. Olivia had to step up on the road to get at Joe's height here. But jokes aside, Joe, why don't you introduce yourself and just let the folks know where you're from and how your first 2 months have been here at the Wildcat Sanctuary.
So I'm Joe. I'm from England originally, but I've been living in Florida. I've been growing up in Florida. And I've been loving it here, especially since the weather's turned. It's been really nice.
And Joe, you come talk really close to me so we can continue and hear you loud and clear. But Joe, you said that you're originally from England. Yep. You lived in Florida. You're coming from California. You've been all over. And what intrigued you about the Wildcat Sanctuary?
Well, I have always been a pretty big cat guy, and so when I was looking for new kind of media opportunities to expand my resume and my experience, it seemed like kind of a no-brainer to come spend 6 months here.
Yeah, super special. And you were doing something cool before. You have a big heart for animals and the environment. So you just give us the Spark Notes version of kind of some other things that you've done with media.
Yeah, so I was, after I graduated from school, I actually moved down to the Florida Keys, where I worked and did an internship there with a group called the Coral Restoration Foundation. And so I was doing an internship there for about a year, which was like a scuba dive, like focused kind of environmental conservation and restoration project, actively restoring Florida's coral reef, placing coral, like growing corals in big underwater farms, and then basically kind of gluing them back onto the reef.
Joe, I call it, you went from surf to turf.
Yeah.
You're about as far away from the ocean as you can get here in old landlocked Minnesota. But lucky that the cats are, able to have your expertise shared with them. And lucky that you get to help Olivia and I with a lot of work that's need to get done here when it comes to sharing these cats on social media, documenting our cats for our supporters and sponsors, and you're an integral part of this whole equation. So thank you, Joe.
Who's your favorite cat, Joe?
So far, I really like Daisy.
Daisy, rightfully so. What is it about Daisy, Joe?
Her personality, she's just got a little bit more of like a playful, like fun, like spark to her than some of the other cats.
She's definitely holding on to her inner child. And, Daisy is one of those cats who she's got a twinkle in her eye, and she has since the moment she came to the Wildcat Sanctuary, and I think she will for the rest of her days.
She always seems super excited to see people.
Yes, exactly. And who, I think it's worth pointing out, Joe, we're upstairs in the media office.
Yeah.
Which cats are keeping you company throughout the day?
Josie and Edgar definitely keep us company all day long.
Okay.
Edgar will just come and sit up right on my chest and just keep company while we're editing photos and writing posts.
Exactly. It's the cat companionship here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. It's not just for the cats. I'm glad the humans can get some much needed cat companionship inside the offices. And Edgar, I think he might be president of what it's like to get some cat companionship here at the Wildcat Sanctuary for us humans.
Thor's still chunking away at this. Well, thank you, Joe. We appreciate having you here, obviously. You've been here for 2 months now, so you have 4 left to go. You'll get some good summertime, which is very, very exciting. Got a little taste of, if we can even call it winter. I don't know if we can, but...
I was here for the big snowstorm.
I was going to say, you got to see some snow, which is exciting. You got to... I think at least seeing the transition from brown to green will be something to see as well, of all these,
absolutely.
Yeah, of all these leaves coming in, the grass coming in. Certainly be fun. And nonetheless, we got a lot to do in the meantime, Mr. Thor Jr. And Joe, you played an integral part too at helping out with Miracle Match, and looking forward to seeing what the summer brings for us.
Absolutely. You completed about half of it, Thor.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a tiger bomb pop.
That's a tiger bomb pop. I think we've been here for probably around 30 minutes now.
If it was a bomb pop, he's probably only gotten through just the red, the top red color. He's still got the blue and white to go. You got a long ways, Mr. Thor Jr.
True.
But realistically, think about it. We've been live for about 25 minutes. He's actively been working on this. We're going to be letting Thor Jr. enjoy this bloodcicle on his own devices here. He's got a good afternoon set in front of him.
Absolutely.
Holy cow, it's already 1:41. Woo!
Yeah, I think been live for 30 minutes. So 33 minutes, Thor.
Yeah.
That's a good activity. He's going to be very tired after this. Maria's quickly asking us who our favorite cats are, Judson. I know that's a tough question, but just name one. Just name one of many.
I love Tarek the Tiger.
Okay, mine would be Rainier Cougar.
Okay, there we go. And Tarek is in competition for about 140 other cats.
Exactly.
For #1 spot, but I'll give Tarek the win for today.
Today, yes.
Brain freeze, says Chizzy. I might need some ice cream after this. I don't know if I've had a true kind of summer, kind of taste of summer, and ice cream's usually a big part of that.
That sounds very good. I think I might go for some ice cream too.
Yeah. Well, Olivia, you did a good job kind of starting the post. I was hanging back to get some video of some cats being fed across the way, but I'm sure we might have covered everything. We talked about what's happening this week. AmeriCorps on site. We will be sharing an e-newsletter tomorrow, which I know you guys love tuning into our e-newsletters, as they are very, very valuable sources of information, whether it's cat updates, human updates, overall sanctuary updates, and one of them being an important update hitting inboxes tomorrow, and of course being mirrored on our social media channels as well. So that's one thing to look forward to. Besides that, Olivia, I think we've just about done it.
I think so. I think it's been a good Monday Live post. Definitely a pick-me-up.
And love to see Karen Anderson chiming in with her favorite cats here at the sanctuary, and rightfully so. Looks like they're your sponsor cats, Simon and Jeremy. Thanks for taking those two brothers under your wing.
And Phyllis, your sponsor boy, Bogart. Very good choice.
And I just love, Phyllis, to see how happy Bogart is with Kaya.
I know.
Kaya, one of the bobcats who we were able to rescue last fall from that Minnesota fur farm, was kind of the most spiciest of that group, and to see that spicy mama get along with a rather kind of subdued and calm and relaxed Bogart, it's a cool combination.
It's pretty precious. They coo to each other a lot. They're
Yeah.
very vocal, and they're always checking in with each other. So it's a good combo, those two.
Yep, I love to see it. Well, cool, awesome, everyone. I'm and can't wait to meet Gwen too. Exactly, that'll be coming down the pipe here soon.
But she did arrive safely.
Yes, she did arrive safely. Exactly, we can share that with everyone.
For sure.
But of course, look forward to her kind of update and announcement, and kind of just a whole, almost like an information drop on all that's been happening with Gwen in her life. So, all right, Olivia, we did it.
We did it.
Thor's going upside down again because he's got some more snacking to do. But hey, another wonderful live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and happy that we get to share that with all of our wonderful supporters.
Oh, and one more shout out.
Yes.
And then we're going to go.
Yes.
Candy saying that you helped with Gwen's transport.
Hey.
How awesome. Welcome and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Candy, welcome, and thank you for getting Gwen safely to Sanctuary. It was really quite the system that was laid out to get Gwen safely, and for you to be a part of that chain is pretty awesome.
How special.
So thanks for being a rescuer, and thanks for getting her here to Sanctuary.
Absolutely. Okay, Judson. We're doing the Minnesota goodbye.
This is a true Minnesota goodbye here. But nonetheless, have a wonderful rest of your Monday, everyone. And we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.